Ahem, hello. Happy Friday. If you weren't here earlier, I did start Secret of the Old Clock earlier this afternoon. Did I put the VOD on? Did I put the VOD on YouTube? I may or may not have. Actually, I don't think I did. But that will be up tonight or tomorrow. So we're going to actually continue Secret of the Old Clock, and if we finish, depending on what time, we will start on game 13, which is called Last Train to Blue Moon Canyon. So yeah, we're gonna jump right into that as soon as I get everything squared away here. Still good? We still good? Make sure my stuff switches over. Did my hotkeys get reset or something? Like, this is problematic. What is going on? I have to... No, it hasn't. What? Real quick. Hotkeys. Hotkeys. Weird. Okay. Okay. Nope, my hotkeys are just fine, so let me jump back in. See, for whatever reason, hotkeys are not working, like, if I'm in the game. So that's interesting. What was I doing? Was I doing earlier? I just finished up. I got the quartz. That's what I did earlier. So yeah, we started this game this afternoon. And so now it's just about finishing it up. We're gonna try to do that. Alright, so we got the quartz. It got the guy, what, smoothed it down or some sort of thingy. Yeah. Now the lever's in here. Pull the lever. I couldn't remember. Open it up! Jeez, that's... spooks me. Okay, so... Think about the... Oh, wait. Over here? Order new quartz. Have Waddle cut the blank, which she did.
Looks like Josiah was a ham radio operator. Looks like I can't use the radio unless and until I replace the crystal.
Here. Oh, I gotta move these around too? Oh, hell. Or... I don't remember... Maybe in his notebook there's something. Forget where you put... Lawat Marcel's band. Oh, the key. Right, I got a key from that. Marcel's band, you old... Forget where you put the old W-A-T? Wonder if it goes in here then. Okay, I need to get back into his notebook. So let's go do that. Alright.
Hello, Miss Drew.
Hi, Mr. Topham. You don't mind if I look around, do you?
Go right ahead.
Okay.
As you'll soon realize, Josiah's mental faculties were starting to go, I'm afraid. He tended to ramble. Very little of what he wrote in there makes sense.
Lucky for me, you don't get it. So we got the lock. The Crowley Roadster Store. Took that, yeah. Tick tock, tickety 300. Everybody, let's wake up. To open journal. Decoder is in the trivet. 2 to the right. I haven't gotten that yet. CC's whereabouts. Room off tunnel by scrambled picture. Tesla coil invented in 1891 by Nikola Tesla. Fascinating. Now open the big tick tock on top. Give flute. Give flutes. Give flutes. Bisbee. And Paramas. Their cues. Bottom's cue is in Note to Gloria. So Promise is in the note. Okay. Poem on the golf course. Sounds like numbers to me. Yep. All that. Okay. So need to get that trivet. And that newspaper had the thing about the hobo language. Go look.
I've seen these symbols before, on that big clock in the attic of the carriage house.
The flutes. They're cues. Aren't Thisbe flutes? Amos? Don't know what that means. Okay.
Check. I haven't done that yet.
Oh.
I'm finished with that.
Figure out which symbols to press for each name. Oh, these are names? Flute, Thisbe. Okay.
That's done. That's done.
Still need to catch that fish. Okay, so fishing. Fishing! Alright. To the fishing hole. Ah! Alright. I wonder if you could, like, give me a point? Like minnows? Maybe I aim it, and maybe that's why. I think I might have it.
rats, I was too slow.
I was
It
not.
got away.
Please. I was not too slow.
I've
What?
got to be faster.
It's not letting me click. Oh, I'm clicking the wrong. Man, I'm stupid. I've got it. Need to click on the pole, not on the bobber. Jeez.
I caught one.
That's what I'm talking about.
Looks like 19 inches to me.
Yeah. All right.
Ew, that fish I caught really smells.
All right. So now.
Well, let's see what you got in there. How about that? You did it. Here, let me take it from you.
Please do. I think it's starting to get a little ripe.
Just rest yourself a minute while I get those raffle tickets. There you go. 10 dozen tickets to the annual Orphans Benefit. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to go make a telephone call.
To your brother-in-law?
Yeah, the one who used to collect stamps.
Bye.
All right. The raffle tickets go to her.
Hi, you got those raffle tickets for me?
I sure do.
Great. And here are Mrs. Sheldon's bridge cards. One of the gals spilled Moxie all over them, but I cleaned them up real good, so let's not tell Mrs. Sheldon, okay?
Okay. Thanks for your help, Miss Jakowski.
Thanks for your help. Bye now.
Gas. Again. This way.
Do you have my bridge cards?
Right here.
Good. And here is Josiah's trivet. I didn't realize when I asked to borrow it that it was such an eyesore. But once a sumptuous dish of my buff stroganoff was placed atop it, I assure you,
Oof.
no one noticed. Now do run along. My guest will be arriving any minute, and that dress of yours, it's, well...
Rude.
I like this dress. It's very flouncy.
I have enough gas.
Welcome to Zippy's, where zipless service is zippily zapped and zippy service is the zippiest. Fill her up?
Just 25 cents worth, please.
That'll be 25 cents.
Here you go.
Drive zippily.
Alrighty. Oh, we can go there. Got a full tank there. So I did that. I don't think I need to drive anywhere else. It's foreseeable future. Need to check where I need to deliver this next one. Oh, yes, the observatory. Alright, so... The Bacoder, 2 to the right, what it said.
Hello, Miss Drew.
Hi, Mr. Topham. I'm going to poke around some more, if that's okay.
I don't mind.
Open journal. To open journal. Clock. Back in the box clock. The decoder is in the trivet. 2 to the right. mean... DC whereabouts? Room off tunnel by... Oh, scrambled picture. That's in Emily's room? Time to go. To the house.
What's cooking?
Well, I'll talk to you later.
Don't take any wooden nickels. Hi, Nancy.
I'll be back in a little bit.
Thanks again, Nancy.
Why does this picture keep moving?
By the scrambled. Pretty soon, favorite post. Go to the right. No idea.
Check. I'm finished. Check. Check.
Yay, I did that. It has a strange symbol on it, as well as a bunch of letters and symbols. Could it be some kind of decoder? It is some... Nancy. Nancy, please. I wish I... Oh, I can use my scroll wheel. Hey! That safety... I think... Oh! Maybe it's a safety deposit box key. So I need to go to the bank.
Hello again.
I think I found the key to Josiah's safe deposit box.
Really?
I have it right here.
It is from this bank.
May I see if it opens the box?
It takes 2 keys to open a safe deposit box. The owner's key and my key. And
Oh,
in
for
this case, I'm under no obligation to open it for you.
Oh, but
However, were you to do me a small favor,
Sure.
I hired a seamstress to make a dress
Oh,
for
for
my
heaven's
wife's
sake.
birthday next week. Unfortunately, the seamstress and I had a falling out, and now I need to find someone to finish the dress.
Maybe I could find somebody. How much are you willing to pay them?
Oh, the fact of the matter is, the dressmaker quit because I couldn't pay her.
Ooh.
I misled you before. Business is not fine. This bank is on the brink of ruin.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Mr. Archer.
I wanted to get my wife something nice because, well, it might be the last nice thing she gets for a long, long time. Now, Emily once mentioned that Jane used to be a dressmaker.
Say no more. Just give me the dress and I'll take care of it.
I have it right here. The seamstress said that all the pieces have been cut out and basted together. All that's needed is a sewing machine. When it's finished, bring it back
Emily
and I'll
has
let you
one of
try
those.
that key in Josiah's safe deposit box.
I guess I'll be going.
Come back anytime.
I hit a pothole. Oh. I'm gonna go ahead and drop this off at the observatory. Trying to rack up a little more money for gas.
Hi, Dr. Bob. I have a telegram here for somebody named Woody.
Just leave that with me. He's a little busy right now cleaning up the professor's mess.
Bye.
Dang it. Oh, please. Ah!
Welcome to Zippy's, where zipless service is zippily zapped and
There we go.
zippy service is the zippiest. Fill her up.
Just 25 cents worth, please.
I might get it pretty full there.
That'll be 25 cents.
Here you go.
Drive zippily.
Oh, yeah. This bag. Ah!
Did you deliver that telegram?
I sure did.
Good for you. Here's your money. And here's your next telegram. Take this to Mrs. Brownell at the Deer Mountain Resort. Keep up the good work.
Doo-doo-doo. Doo-doo-doo-doo. There are some potholes appearing where they weren't before. Okay. So I need to talk to Jane.
What's cooking?
Since you used to be a dressmaker, do you think you could help me sew something?
Me? So? No, I can't. Sewing takes practice, and I haven't sewed a stitch in years. Whatever it is, believe me, I'd wreck it.
It's not hard. It's all basted together and everything.
No can do. Sorry.
Well, I'll talk to you
God.
later.
You betcha.
Unhelpful shrew.
Hi, Nancy.
I'll be back in a little bit.
Okay,
You're the best.
maybe I need to look at the sewing machine first.
Why does this picture keep moving?
Stop that.
Would it be all right if I used your
There we go.
sewing machine?
Go right ahead, but remember, you're on your own.
There's no needle.
It's probably in the box with the rest of Mom's sewing stuff. Ask Jane if she knows where it is.
Go ask this person. Go ask this.
What's cooking?
Would you happen to know where the needle for the sewing machine in Emily's room is?
I moved all of Gloria's sewing things out of there and put them in a little box. Look, I'm supposed to get the pies we baked before all the hullabaloo this morning ready for the delivery man. They gotta be put in the shipping container just so, or he casts a kitten. This is how he wants them organized. Now why don't you go out on the porch and get those pies ready to go while I look for that sewing box?
Sounds good.
Oh boy. Hi. Okay. For each variety of pie, the small pie always goes to the left of the large pie. Navigate 2 large cherries, blue 1 chocolate. Large cherries, blue chocolate. Riverville, 1 cherry, small and large blue. One small, 1 large chocolate. 1 small and 1 large cherry. Small, 1 large cherry. 2 small blue, 1 small, 1 large chocolate. Appleton. Skydale, 1 small and 1 large cherry. Two large blue, 2 large chocolate. Two same size cherry. 1 large blue, 2 same size chocolate. So that's gonna depend on this last one. 1 small, 1 large cherry. No blue, 2 large chocolate. Two same size cherry. 1 large blue, 2 same size chocolate. Not the same size. Small and large. Large cherry. 1 cherry. That would be. No blue, 2 large chocolate. 2 same size chocolate. Oh, I think we're done. Hope so, anyway. Don't you ever leave this room? I need to snoop through your stuff. I wonder if it's wrong. Well, I mean, size-wise, unless do they want it always everything to the left? That maybe? I mean... Double check. Okay, I'm an idiot.
There, that should do it.
Wow, okay.
I'll bet those are the 2 brothers that built the inn and Josiah's house. Looks like there might be some kind of tunnel around here.
My
There's
dog.
something written on the back.
Door and parlor windows. Alright, 1 second. I need to kick my dog out. Sorry about that. My dog likes to sit at the window and bark at nothing. Might not be nothing. There might be somebody walking out there. Oh, I think a car across the street. Anyway. So the window seat in the parlor. Oh. Oh.
Looks like this lever opens the couch.
Oh.
From the looks of those lanterns, I'm not the only one who's been down here recently. Jeepers, I'm behind one of the walls in Emily's room.
That painting
I'll bet
is.
that's how someone makes that picture move.
She's also not in the room.
I should ask Jane about the photo I found that allowed me to find that staircase that goes behind Emily's room.
Why? She had it.
An old piggy bank. Swell, $1. This piggy bank looks like it's been here for a long time.
I'll take... I don't like the sound of rocks.
I wonder if those tiles are supposed to make a picture.
Nancy, please. Obviously. Obviously, they need to be rotated. Okay. Creep. Creepy's corner. Corner creepies? That. Oh, I didn't mean to shoot that. Eh. Yeah, that's not creepy at all. Oh, it needs to go at the top. My bad. Ah! Why? Ah. A lot more sense. Ah. Off. Ah. Ah. Uh-oh.
That symbol reminds me of the one on that trivet that used to belong to Josiah.
A harp.
Guess I better not leave the lights on. Jeepers, that sounds like Richard Topham. This door must open right into his living room.
Holy. Okay.
What was that? Guess I better not leave the lights on.
Whew.
Thanks for doing the pies. The more I do it, the worse I seem to get at it. Here's that box. I'm sure that sewing machine needle is in there somewhere.
I see it.
Yeah, it's just sitting right there.
Remember, when it comes to using it, you're on your own, kiddo.
I think I know why Emily has been seeing and hearing strange
Don't
things.
tell her. Don't tell
Well,
her.
I'm all ears. Tell me.
I found a secret passageway that goes from the inn to Josiah Crowley's old house. And off of it, I found a staircase that leads to a space behind a wall in Emily's room. That's the staircase that's in this old picture.
You mean the noises that Emily's been hearing? The things she's been seeing? It's because someone's been sneaking around behind the wall in her room?
It may even be that someone is trying to scare her on purpose.
On purpose? Who would want to do something like that?
I was able to open the staircase because I saw the picture I just showed you. And I found that
Lord.
picture on the shelf in your podium.
You mean it was right there under my nose? Hold the phone! You think I'm the one who's been sneaking around?
Can
Yeah,
you
I
think
do.
of somebody else who may have had access to that picture?
Anyone who's ever been behind this desk could have seen that picture. It's hardly fair to go pointing a finger at me.
You're right. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to upset you.
Well, you're just trying to help Emily, so I guess I shouldn't get mad. She went into town to run some errands. At least that's what I told her to do. Heaven knows she could use some fresh air.
Well, I'll talk to you later.
Alrighty-dighty.
All right, let's go. Let's go. I'm waiting for her to leave that damn room. Right in here. Dearest Gloria, if you would do 3 simple things for me, I would very much appreciate it. First, keep this note for me. Tuck it away in a safe place, and should I ever ask to see it, please allow me to do so. Second, don't mention or show this note to anyone else. Third, don't ask me why. I mean this from the bottom of my heart. You are a kind lady who sparkles like good water and makes me think that the sky's the limit. Oh, ooh, I know what that means. I know what that means. Kind lady. Sparkles like good water. Sky's the limit. Okay. Now it's pushing that thingy now, I think. Dear Gloria, sorry it's taken me so long to answer your letter. I'm still a secretary at the bottling plant and business is booming, so I'm busier than ever. In fact, I'm typing this during my lunch break, so please excuse the mustard stains. Still love those bologna sandwiches. Of course I'll take care of Emily if something happens to you. All she has to do is write, and I'll come running. But quit worrying about such things. You've got a nice place to live and that sweet little girl to keep you company. You've got it made in the shade. Me, I'm still in the boarding house. It's not the Ritz, but my room is right across the hall from the washroom, and most of the gals here are honest and hardworking and fun. There are a few bad apples, like this gal named Marion Aborn. She dropped in the other day to borrow some bobby pins, so I went to the drawer to get some for her. Only when I turned back around, she was going through my purse. She said it had fallen over and she was just putting it back, but I know what I saw. Anyway, I sure miss you. I'm investing as much money as I can in the stock market because my boss says it's a surefire way to get rich. So next year, maybe I can take the train out there to see you. Better yet, I'll buy a car. Wouldn't that be the butterfly's boots? Okay. Sewing machine. Oh. Dang it.
I'll never forget the night it all began. That dark, stormy, fateful night when I decided the time had come to rid the world of the creature. But it would take money to do that, and to get money, I needed to confront my arch enemy, Nick, who had recently become able to transform himself fittingly into a giant warthog. When his forest hideaway came into view, I dismounted and approached the door on foot so I could take him by surprise. My fear that he would hear me proved groundless, for a terrible storm began to rage, washing away the sound of my footsteps. I peered through the rain-streaked window beside his front door and could see him sitting in front of the fire. He had returned to human form, but the malicious smile on his face suggested that he was recalling his recent porcine exploits. Seeing that the door was unlocked, I hurled it open and marched across the room toward him. "Step away from that bottle of warthog potion," I commanded, "and give me the 20 gold coins you stole from my poor servant." "I'm not going to give you a thing, save, perhaps, a taste of my sword." And with that, he drew his sword. In an instant, I had drawn mine, and so commenced the fiercest sword fight the world had ever known. The storm raging outside paled in comparison to our battle. To my surprise, Nick's experiences as a lower life form seemed to have improved his skill as a swordsman. I feinted, I parried, and yet victory eluded me. And soon I began to feel my strength ebbing from me. I was tiring rapidly. Summoning every ounce of what little energy remained in my body, I lunged at him one last desperate time. Ouch! Why, you've wounded me! I had managed to wound him on his right arm, just above the elbow. Curse you! His words, punctuated as they were by an untimely clap of thunder, sent a shiver down my spine. "Save your breath," I intoned, "and give me those gold coins." "Here, take your precious coins." He tossed the bag of coins onto a chair, but as I reached for them, he reached for his bottle of potion, and in a matter of seconds, my night had gone from bad to horrible.
Huh.
I can't sew with that.
Fun. Oh my god, this is not good. Woohoo! It's gonna look like shit!
There. Not bad, mister. Not bad at all.
Okay. We'll see about that. Better little destiny. Alright. To the bank.
How's the dress coming?
All done.
This is beautiful. Thank you. Now let's see if that key you found opens up Josiah's safe deposit
Yes,
box.
please.
That was Josiah's key, all right. But that is not Josiah's will.
That's where
It
the
looks
trivet
like
goes.
some kind of journal.
Open the
Would
journal.
it be okay if I kept this?
If it was money or jewelry or something like that, I'd turn it over to Topham. But a journal? Finders keepers, as far as I'm concerned.
Sweet.
I'll be at my desk if you need me.
Due to the.
It's locked. Naturally.
Of course it is. Matches the. Oh. Door hoof. Oh, okay. Wait, hold on. Due to the right, though? Those are the sounds from that record. So, like, G.
It's locked. Naturally.
Okay, so I need to make a note of this. So, G. G. Things a G. O. O. Rain. Door. What? So good fellow. That's what it spells out. Okay. Yeah. B. W.
Flute, 7.025 megahertz.
Oh.
Fuck! That's who Josiah played in A Midsummer Night's Dream.
5. Grave gave his cue and told him what he was supposed to say in reply. He thought it was a joke, but that's okay, I can trust him.
Pyramus, 7.057 megahertz.
He was in a foul mood, but I told him his cue and gave him his reply. I told him to write it down, and he did because I could hear him scratching on the paper.
Bisbee, 7.050 megahertz. It looks like some kind of record of the people Josiah talked to on his ham radio.
Gave her her line, then had her say it over. She knows the key line too. Don't have to worry about her. Your key. Lady Goodwater, sky's the limit is why. Okay.
Anything else I
Think
can
I
do
got
for
it.
you?
I guess I'll be going.
Give my best to Emily.
Okay. Hey! Ah! Oh god. Look at the newspaper. Right, so kind lady, that cat. Good water is probably this here. Sky's the limit. Lines. I hear the arrival of food. Well, get him out of here. Don't you come in here and beg. Bowser, ah. Come on, bud. Alright, y'all. So, hold on, I'm gonna step out of this room. I am going to eat my dinner. But I am still here. But yeah, I'm gonna eat my dinner while I play. So, I will be back voice-wise soon.
Hello? Flute? Are you there?
This is Flute, but you sure don't sound like Puck, so explain yourself.
My name's Nancy Drew.
So where's Puck?
Well, I'm pretty sure Puck's real name was Josiah Crowley, and I hate to say it, but he passed away earlier this year.
Ah, that's a shame. Heck, I never got to give him his sentence.
His sentence?
Well, see, a while back, Puck dictated a sentence to me and told me that if and when he recited a certain passage from Shakespeare, I was to respond with that sentence. Weird fellow, that Puck.
Could you tell me the sentence?
Oh, no, Puck made me promise. I can only say the sentence after I hear the passage from Shakespeare.
Is the passage from one of his plays?
Darned if I know.
What if I figured out the passage? Would you tell me the sentence then?
I suppose I could do that, yes.
Did you know Puck very well?
I felt like I did. Met him over the radio a couple of years ago. What a character. What'd you say his real name was?
Josiah Crowley.
Strange. I never heard of him.
Why is that strange?
He led me to believe he was this big cheese out in Hollywood. You know, some famous producer, director or something. Said he owned his own studio.
He didn't own a studio, and he certainly didn't live in Hollywood.
I'll be darned. So he was just lying to me. Well, that's all right. I may have told him a fib or three over the years myself. Like the time I told him I was a scratch golfer. I don't even know what that means. In any case, you tell me the passage, I'll tell you the sentence. Until then, over and out.
Hello? Can anyone hear me? Speak to me. Hello?
I'm Thisbe, but only Puck calls me that. Who's this?
My name's Nancy Drew. I'm afraid I have some bad news about Puck.
Oh dear, they closed the play he was starring in, didn't they? That's why I haven't heard from him. He's too far down in the dumps. Oh, I was afraid it was something like that.
Actually, you haven't heard from him because he passed away several months ago.
Oh my, that's worse, isn't it? And after all that rigmarole he went through, making sure I knew my line and understood my cue?
So he gave you a line to say and told you to repeat it only after you heard your cue, which was a passage from Shakespeare.
Why, that's exactly what he did. He did the same thing with you, didn't he? How he enjoyed spreading his love of acting. He called himself the Johnny Appleseed of theater.
Yes, well, could you tell me the line he gave you to say?
I'd be delighted to.
Thisbe, are you there?
I'm waiting for my cue.
But I don't know what that is.
Puck was adamant that I not say my line unless and until I hear my cue. Sorry.
Thisbe's not your real name, is it?
No, it's what Puck called me. My real name is dull as dishwater, just like my life. Mildred. Puck was such a breath of fresh air.
His real name was...
I don't want to know. He told me that acting was his life, and that he'd gotten rich and famous doing it. No matter who he was to the rest of the world, that's what he was to me, and that's how I want to remember him.
When I think I know what your cue from Shakespeare is, I'll contact you again, okay?
Suit yourself. Over and out.
Hello? Is anyone there? Hello? Pyramus, can you hear me? Hello?
This is Pyramus. Who are you?
My name's Nancy Drew. Does somebody named Puck usually call you on this frequency?
Somebody named Puck used to. Apparently he found something better to do. Haven't talked to him in months.
Well, that's because he passed away not too long ago.
Oh, well, that's a good excuse, I guess. How'd you know he called me Pyramus?
I'm a friend of his. I found your name and radio frequency in his journal.
So why are you talking to me?
I was just wondering, did Puck, ever ask you to tell him something in response to a certain passage from Shakespeare?
Yeah, whenever he rattled off this stupid Shakespeare quote, I was supposed to rattle off this stupid saying he had me write down. How did you know about that?
Because he had other people do that too. Just out of curiosity, what was the stupid saying you were supposed to rattle off?
Can't tell you. Gotta hear the Shakespeare first. Puck made me promise.
Did Puck tell you much about himself?
He told me he was just this lonely old rich guy who lived by himself and had a bunch of weird hobbies. In a pig's eye.
You didn't believe him?
Rich guys don't own ham radio sets. They own radio stations. In their spare time, they drive fast cars and sail around the world and hobnob with other rich guys. They don't shoot the breeze with working stiffs like me.
But
look, if it made the guy happy to tell me he was rich, fine. No skin off my nose. But he didn't fool me. No siree. Not for a second. Anyways, the missus is calling, which means I gotta skedaddle. Over and out.
Hello, Miss Drew.
hi, Mr. Topham.
Now what?
Could I see that copy of A Midsummer Night's Dream you have there?
Why?
Well, you said it was Josiah's favorite play. I'd just like to take a look at it.
It's a very old copy. I'd rather it not be handled unnecessarily, lest it fall completely apart. I'm sorry, Miss Drew, but request denied.
Do you mind if I look around some more?
Be my guest.
Guess I better not leave the lights on. I don't hear anybody. Now would be a good time for me to sneak inside and have a quick look at that Shakespeare book.
Yori, be quiet. You're disturbing us. Clear your mind of all thoughts. Think about nothing.
Josiah must have circled these quotes, but why? Something tells me I better write down all the stuff that's circled here in my journal.
Mr. Topham?
Yes, Mrs. Deckman?
Is it okay if I blink?
Yes, it's okay if you blink. Just keep focusing. Your eyes shut.
Guess I better not leave the lights on. Hello? Is anyone there? Hello?
Flute here. That you, Nancy Drew?
Yes, it's me, and I think I know the Shakespeare passage that Puck wanted you to listen for.
Let's hear it.
Shall we their fond pageant see? Lord, what fools these mortals be.
That's it. Here, let me check my logbook for the response. Now I'm supposed to say, leave by road when the owner is in, because then there will be thieves about.
Leave by road when the owner is in, because then there will be thieves about?
Those were Puck's exact words. Well, hope I've been of some help. Over and out.
Is anyone out there? Hello? Can anyone hear me?
This is Thisbe. Are you the young lady I talked to before?
Yes, I'm pretty sure I know the cue now.
I'm listening.
If we shadows have offended, think but this and all is mended, that you have but slumbered here while these visions did appear.
The authorities are alert for bad water, so do not go this way.
The authorities are alert for bad water, so do not go this way.
That's what I was to say, although my delivery was much better when Puck was coaching me. And now, as Puck was fond of saying, I bid you adieu. Over and out.
Is anyone out there? Hello? Can anyone hear me?
This is Pyramus. Is this whoever it was before?
Yes, Nancy Drew. And I think I know the Shakespeare quote Puck used to rattle off when he wanted you to say that stupid saying.
Think so? Well, let's hear it.
Thou speakest aright. I am that merry wanderer of the night.
How'd you know?
Long story. What did he tell you to say in response?
Wait a minute. I had to write it down. Here, you're gonna love this. A barking dog would do well to hold his tongue in a dangerous neighborhood.
A barking dog would do well to hold his tongue in a dangerous neighborhood.
I told you it was stupid.
I really appreciate your help.
Just out of curiosity, what kind of car did Puck drive, do you know?
I don't think he had a car.
And he tried to tell me he was rich. Over and out.
Flute is a character in A Midsummer Night's Dream.
Oh my goodness. Hold on, I'm sorry. I'm done. I'm done with my my meal. Alright, so now I gotta try to figure out how to get through this. Oh, I missed. I keep. Ah. Shit. Gotta reset that. Hmm. Already used. Ah. Jeez. All right. I don't want to use that. I have to use a diamond, which would render that impossible. Butterfly. One, two. I use the 3, and then I use that. I can't use that. $14, $11. Do it. Fuck. Man. Ugh. Uh,
Whoa!
Oh shit. There's a golden golf ball. Take this to Tiny Town, and for oodles of fun, use it there to hit a hole-in-one. Oh my god.
A golf ball. No doubt meant to be used on that golf course of Josiah's.
Oh boy. To the golf course we go then. Do I? There is no way I'm gonna be able to hit the hole in one with this.
I hit it too hard. Try again.
Oh, it wants me to do it on this? Is that? I didn't see that before.
Another safe deposit box key?
Oh boy. Okay. Just here real quick. Okay.
Check.
We're getting close. We're pretty damn close.
I'm finished with that. That's done.
I have done all of this.
That's done. Check. I'm finished with that. I'm finished with that. That's done. That's done. That's done. Check. 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 That's done. Check. 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 That's done. Check. I'm finished. Check. I'm finished with that. I'm finished with that. That's done. That's done. I'm finished with that. I'm finished with that.
Alright, let's go to the bank.
Emily, please, just settle down. It's all right. It's not all right. Stop lying. Something's wrong with me.
You've got to go talk to Emily. She's in a bad way.
What do you mean? What's happened?
Please, go talk to her. She won't listen to me. I'm no help at all.
Just go back to River Heights, Nancy.
Why? What's the matter?
I took a nap after I got back from running errands, and when I woke up, this was in my hand. It's one of the necklaces that I thought had been stolen. I have no idea how it got there. I must do things and not remember. All this responsibility on top of losing Mom. I can't cope with it. I'm having what Jane call it, a nervous breakdown.
No, you're not.
I don't want to talk anymore. Go home. You're just making things worse.
Did you talk to her? Do you see what I mean? No wonder I never saw or heard anything. It was all in her mind.
I'm not so sure, Miss Willoughby. What's more, I think I found something that'll solve all her problems. I'll talk to you later.
A mop bucket's been sitting there this entire game. Nobody's cleaned anything up. Boop-a-doop-boop-boo. Hello.
Hello again.
I found another safe deposit box key that belonged to Josiah.
Impossible. Josiah only had one box, and you've already opened it.
Can you tell me whose key this is?
It is one of ours. Where did you get it?
I won it playing golf at Josiah's with a special ball. I had to ace one of the holes.
Why does that sound familiar? I know why. That's what Clara always called me, her ace in the hole.
That's who this key belongs to, Clara Pickford.
AKA Josiah. I called it.
So, Clara Pickford was really Josiah Crowley in disguise.
Apparently, he loved playing tricks like that on people and hiding things right under their noses.
Aha, the actual will.
I wonder what this is. Gloria Dowd, now Crandall, and Jane Willoughby, circa 1912.
Jane Willoughby? That doesn't look the least bit like Jane Willoughby.
Oh, it doesn't?
No, it certainly doesn't. I'd better get back to the Lilac Inn and have a talk with her right now.
Move out of the way, would you please? I'm kind of in a hurry.
You're not going anywhere until you tell me who you really are.
What are you talking about?
I just saw a picture of Jane Willoughby, the real Jane Willoughby.
It's been swell knowing you, sister.
Car chase!
I can't let Jane out of my sight.
Oh, that cow's moved. Whee! Oh! Where are you going? Going in circles. Oh shit! I get you.
I'll bet she's heading for the state line. I know. I'll take a shortcut and head her off.
Oh, eyes.
Why couldn't you just mind your own business?
Dear Ned, I know you'll be home from school in a couple of days, but I couldn't wait to tell you. I just solved a mystery. I figured out that Emily Crandall's guardian was really an imposter named Marion, who intercepted the letter Emily wrote to Jane Willoughby after her mom died. She pretended to be Jane not only so she could steal Emily's valuables, but so she could convince Emily that she was incapable of running Lilac Inn, and that she should sell it and split the money with her. On top of all that, I found Josiah Crowley's real will. In it, he left Emily so much money that she'll be able to hire all the people she needs to keep the inn going. He left Jim Archer a ton of money too, which means he won't have to close his bank. And from now on, he'll be able to buy his wife a new dress anytime he wants. As for Richard Topham, Josiah left him nothing. Although Topham still refuses to admit that he forged the first will and insists that he's going to contest the will I found. Dad says it's highly doubtful he'll succeed, and that he'd be better off sticking to spoon tricks. Anyway, when you get home, I'll give you all the details over a nice big piece of slightly damaged cherry pie. Wait till you hear that part of the story. As always, Nancy.
Woohoo! Alright, the award. Puzzle Pro for solving puzzles at lightning speed.
Great news, I think. See, Frank and Joe Hardy have invited me to help them solve a mystery. Only this mystery takes place on a train. But not just any train. A train that was found abandoned years ago in the middle of nowhere. All of its passengers had simply vanished. Some people say the train is jinxed. Others say it's haunted. I mean, it'll be fun to finally get to work alongside the Hardy boys, but I just hope the trip we're going on doesn't turn out to be, you know, one way.
Scorpion! Frank and Joe Hardy and guests are invited to join Miss Laurie Gerard for a journey aboard Hurley's Comet. Alrighty. Oh. We're not done yet. We are not done yet. I'm glad we got that finished up. So, what we're going to do is we're going to start up the Last Train to Blue Moon Canyon. We're going to start that one up. So, but also get things changed around a little bit. I updated my thingy. You get to watch everything that I'm doing. Alright, so yeah, I'm just trying to change the parameters a little bit. Here we go. Now we're all set. Canyon. Oh, crap. Alright, I need to insert the disc. Which one? Disc 1? Wait a quick second while I do that. Oh. But this side. A secret little clock. First black arm, secret. Okay, now. You see if my hotkeys are working again. I need to actually. Oh, there it goes. It's working. Yay.
Welcome to my latest case, Last Train to Blue Moon Canyon. To start, choose Junior or Senior Detective. If you're new to adventure games,
Alrighty.
Dear Hannah, here I am at the railroad station along with a handful of other detectives about to board a train bound for who knows where. The only person who knows where we're going is Lori Gerard.
Woohoo!
That's the young woman who invited everyone. Actually, she didn't really invite me. She invited Frank and Joe Hardy, and they invited me.
With the Hardy Boys.
And I've always wanted to join forces with the Hardy Boys. I just hope this doesn't turn out to be another one of Lori's silly attempts to grab publicity. Some people can be a little too rich and a little too famous for their own good. Wish me luck. Love, Nancy.
Well, people, now that our little orientation tour is over, let's get started. Okay, I, again, am Lori Gerard, and the first thing I want to do is thank you all for coming. John Gray. I am so thrilled that you're taking time out from that TV show of yours to do some ghost hunting here with us. I mean, Ghost Chasers is like the best cable show ever. And Charlena Purcell.
Oh, Charlena
I cannot tell you how much I adore those romance novels you write. Your characters just seem so real. And all that stuff you know about the Old West, you are just awesome. And Tino Balducci. Only the most famous police detective in the country.
Oh, he looks like a
And then there's
chode.
Frank and Joe Hardy.
Frank and
They're
Joe!
amateur detectives. My dad and their dad are old friends. And you must be the other amateur detective, their friend? Natalie?
Nancy. Nancy Drew?
Whatever. All right. I'll bet you're wondering where we're going. Well, we're going to Copper Gorge, Colorado. Why? To solve the mystery of what happened to Jake Hurley, the man who originally owned this train. Because, see, one day in 1903, his train, This train was found in a place called Blue Moon Canyon, which was out in the middle of the Nevada desert. Only the engineer was on board, and he was dead. As for Jake Hurley, he had disappeared from the face of the earth.
Oh, wow.
Oh, and two more things. Before he disappeared, Jake was rumored to have found the richest gold mine in the world. And the train he owned, this train, his wife Camille died on it while they were going to the gold fields.
Oh, nice.
It was rumored to be haunted. She's gone.
Oh my gosh.
What in the world?
Hey, what's going on?
People should never go tampering with things they don't understand.
Oh, brother.
It's okay. Everybody just stay calm. No need to panic. I'll get to the bottom of this.
Well, chode.
Well, Nancy, you're up on all that social etiquette stuff. What are you supposed to do when your hostess vanishes into thin air?
If I don't seem concerned, it's because I'm not. Laurie Gerard is a young woman whose only goal in life is to be famous. She craves attention and habitually uses her father's considerable wealth to get it.
So you think her disappearing like that is just some kind of publicity stunt?
I just think she couldn't resist showing off in front of all of us minor celebrities. What was your name again?
Nancy Drew. You and I have actually met. Sort of. I called you not too long ago when I was at Shadow Ranch. You gave me some information about Dirk Valentine.
Ah, Nancy Drew.
You don't remember me, do you?
No.
What else do you know about Jake Hurley?
Psst, Nancy. Come here.
Excuse me for a second.
Hey, Nance.
Where have you two been?
I followed Tino Balducci.
And I went after John Gray. He went straight to the room in the car that used to be Camille's and didn't come out again. I could hear all these weird noises coming from inside.
Did you talk to him?
I was just about to go in, but the next thing I know, Joe's got my arm in a vice grip and is dragging me back here, babbling about how Balducci's our guy.
He found something on the floor right where Laurie was standing when the train went dark. I saw him pick it up and put it in his pocket. Then he left.
Did you ask him about it?
When I tried to talk to him, he just kind of brushed me aside and said something snotty like, "I'm on the job here, Junior, so just go back to the playground and stay out of the way." In case you two hadn't noticed, we're not getting a lot of respect around here. Can't we at least tell Balducci that we do stuff for ATAC?
You know the rules.
ATAC?
American Teens Against Crime. We do a lot of undercover work for them.
Wonder Cop's probably never even been undercover.
Joe, let it go. What'd Charlena have to say?
She thinks Laurie is faking this whole disappearance thing.
She's not the only one.
How can you say that? You heard Laurie scream.
Anybody can scream, Joe.
This is
Especially
true.
girls whose fathers have given them acting lessons along with everything else they've ever wanted.
What about you, Nancy? What do you think?
I kind of agree with Frank.
You've got to be kidding.
Do you think maybe one of Laurie's other guests is in on her disappearance?
It's certainly possible.
From the way she talked, it didn't sound like she knew any of them.
Maybe that's what she wanted us to think.
Or maybe that's what one of them wanted her to think.
Well, whether Laurie disappeared by force or by choice, what we've got to do now is find her.
Absolutely.
Has anyone talked to the engineer?
Not that I know of.
Then I'm going to head up front and tell him what's happened. Maybe he knows something we don't.
Good idea. In the meantime, we'll take another look around in here.
Great. Catch you later.
Yes?
What are you working on?
I'm writing my next book. I'm on a deadline, so until I write those two most wonderful of all three-letter words, the end, everywhere I go, my laptop goes, and every chance I get, I write.
What else do you know about Jake Hurley? You know, the man who originally owned this train?
Wealthy, imaginative, adventurous, stubborn, egocentric, and most importantly, he was smitten at the age of 35 by a young French woman named Camille Voulet, who died about a year after they were married.
When did he buy this train?
Sometime in the 1870s, he decided to seek his fortune out west, so he had this train custom built so that he, and some years later his wife, could traverse the mountains and plains in relative comfort.
Where did he meet Camille?
I don't know that. The circumstances surrounding her passing are a bit of a mystery, too. All anyone knows for sure is that years after Camille's death, he showed up in Denver with a pouch full of gold nuggets and semi-precious stones, which he used to purchase mining supplies. He refused to say how he'd come by them, which of course led to speculation that he had found a fantastically rich vein somewhere. Although to this day, its existence remains unsubstantiated, and its location quite unknown.
Why do you think Lori invited you on this trip?
No doubt because I'm such an authority on life in the Old West, and because I'm so good at using old information to unearth new information. My knack for research is, well, it's a gift.
I'll let you get back to your writing.
My publisher thanks you.
Is this Jake and his wife?
Yes. From what I've read, Camille
She looks like
loved to
Natalie
sing and
Dormer.
dance, even in death, apparently. Jake reportedly told people that after she died, he would sometimes see strange glowing lights outside the windows at night, bobbing gracefully alongside the train as if dancing with it. He said he found the sight very comforting. I suspect normal people would have found it terrifying.
Oh, what's back here?
Engineer, what do you want?
Hello, I'm one of the passengers, and I just thought you should know that Lori Gerard has disappeared.
So?
Did you know she was going to disappear?
Hey, all I know is I take orders from Miss Gerard, okay? Right now my orders are to get this train to Copper Gorge non-stop. And until Miss Gerard tells me otherwise, that's what I'm gonna do.
But Lori may not even be on the train anymore.
Look, Miss Gerard may not be a rocket scientist or anything, but even she knows better than to jump off a moving train.
But...
Now, if you'll excuse me, I got me a train to run.
A square and a duck. It looks like this thing opens up. But how? Looks like some sort of steam valve.
Not open unless all pipes are connected. Yeah, let's not open it. Let's not do that. Hi. Flippy fins, freshly canned salmon, fresh from a hand from the deep. Satisfying salmon, fancy sockeye. B.R. Ruffian Sons, owners, Bellingham, Washington. Salmon canvas for a very, very long time.
Sadie Crawford. It looks like there's something behind this painting, but I can't seem to move it. Pretty. Looks like some kind of gemstone.
Like the other eye is missing one. Oh, shit. Emergency brake. Oh, it wants me to solve it here? Okay. Oops. Yeah. That's facing the right way. Okay. I am confused. Is wrong. Finally,
Left
God.
pickaxe and lamp with buell for safekeeping. To open what's closed, lead is the key. Or is it lead is the key?
I would say probably lead is the key.
This must have been the sleeping car.
A Tale of Two Dolls. Oh god. Like something I need to write down. Ill-tempered Edna could not get her way. She couldn't get Alice to come out and play. I can't. I'm too tired, is what Alice said. I just want to go straight back to bed. Edna angrily tried to make herself heard, but all that came out was one two-part word. Why, I'm not your mother, yawning Alice replied, till Edna the Terrible finally gave up and cried. X.
I need 4 numbers to unlock this, and there's, what, 10,000 possible combinations? Guessing could take me a while.
Hey, come on over here. Hi, you're that Nancy person. How you doing? John Gray.
It's a pleasure to meet you. I've seen your TV show.
Then I don't have to explain what I'm doing.
Oh, heck no. Why, you're measuring the whoozy whatsism with your trusty gizmometrometer thing.
Right now I'm taking time-lapse electromagnetic readings and recording background noise. This was Camille's private car. If she had something to do with Laurie's disappearance, analyzing these readings may give me a clue as to Laurie's whereabouts.
Do you really think that a moving train can be haunted?
Sure. A train is basically nothing but a living space on wheels. And just like a house or a hotel, its walls can capture and hold energy, however infinitesimal, whatever its source. You see, what to most people are ghosts are actually temporary distortions in local electromagnetic fields caused by the presence of residual psychic energy generated by the person or persons who frequented that particular locale. That's my working theory, at least.
That's very interesting.
It's all very scientific. But the fact is, Laurie's missing, and I, for one, am doing everything in my power to find her. The vibes I'm getting make me think she could be in serious trouble.
Charlena Purcell thinks Laurie is just playing some kind of joke on us.
Charlena Purcell writes romance novels. End of comment.
What do you think of Tino Balducci?
I kind of feel sorry for the guy. After catching those bank robbers, he can't just be a good cop anymore. He's got to be a great cop. Tough to perform under that kind of pressure.
Is Laurie a friend of yours?
First time I met her was when I boarded this train with all the rest of you. I knew her by reputation, of course, like everyone else who reads the tabloids. It doesn't appear that anyone aboard this train is her friend.
Maybe she planned it that way.
You mean so we'd concentrate all our efforts on finding Jake Hurley? Possible, although she really doesn't strike me as being the planning type.
Well, I'll
That's
catch
fair.
you later.
Goodbye.
This looks like some sort of game. Nothing happens. I'll bet I have to wind it up first. Oops. I did it!
Woohoo!
Wonder what's in here.
The actual song of Camptown's races. Let me guess, there's a piano.
Sickly Sarah caught a germ so new, it made one of her pretty green eyes turn blue.
Look at that, a piano.
The Little Book of Samplers.
Surely there is no greater joy for the 19th century woman, young or old, than to bring a piece of linen to life with needlepoint, requiring only needle, thread, care, and imagination. The word sampler comes from the Latin word simplum, which means example, that which serves as a model. The best samplers not only allow their creators to recall what particular embroidery stitches look like when executed properly, but also demonstrate to the world their mastery of an important womanly skill. Indeed, many a gentleman's head has been turned and many a marriage fortified by a well-crafted sampler. It is acceptable in these modern times for samplers to take many forms. One classic is the long and narrow band sampler, which features bands of flowery border designs as well as rows of numbers in the alphabet. Another classic is the spot sampler, a delightful display of randomly placed images or motifs. Oh, yeah. Most motifs are naturalistic objects that have specific meanings in the language of samplers. Here's a list of common motifs and their meanings. Wasn't there like a square and a duck? So the duck is marital fidelity. But there's no square. Oh, nature. Nowadays, most samplers are colorful variations on the two classic styles and are largely decorative in nature. Houses, schools, and churches take center stage in some, in others mottos, verses, and important dates are featured. There is an alarming trend among some sampler makers to only use one stitch, the simple and rather plain cross stitch. It behooves these women to remember that nothing catches the eye like variety, nor holds the heart like a multi-talented seamstress. A pin! Give him a pin! Alright, so I got that. Okay, there. Okay, yes. Oh.
Teddy Eberhardt.
Thank you for giving the doll we call Teddy Eberhardt a home. Teddy.
What shall I play?
How about we play Camptown Races? C, D, E, F. Oops.
Don't do that, please. Those microphones I set up over there are very sensitive. You just about took out my eardrums.
Why don't you leave then?
You can play that thing when I'm done. I'll let you know when that is, all right?
Okay. It's locked. Looks like Camille was teaching herself how to play the piano. Thomasina O'Neill.
Yes, another doll. Thomasina.
Looks like some kind of sewing sample.
Cross stitch.
I wonder if there's a relationship between those symbols and those numbers.
Oh, so duck. Square is for reference. Awful Ursula. Ursula's probably another doll who looks mean. She's got red hair, yellow dress. Should I write down all of this shit? Yeah, go ahead. Bow. Bell. Heart. Dog. Rabbit. Ring. Key. Or square, already got that. Tin cherry. Apple. Brown. Butterfly. 5 daisy. Hourglass. Dove. 7 pineapple. 5 star. 11 lion? 16 is like an olive branch. 2 is an eagle. 6 is a cat. Horseshoe. 7 is an owl. A harp. 15 is a shell. Oh. Got an owl and a cherry on it. Seven.
I wonder what's under here, and what the deal is with those weird-looking bolts. I need something that will turn the bolts.
Screwdriver.
Hello?
Nancy, hi, it's me.
Hi, Bess.
And me.
Hey, George, what's up?
What's up? You're the one who's on the train with a bunch of famous people. You tell us. This is torture, Nancy. I'm dying of curiosity here. Bess, just calm down. Oh, like you're not just as curious as I am. She's the one who insisted we call you Nancy. Only because you're driving me crazy. I'm supposed to be helping her paint her room, but every other brushstroke she's like, where do you think she is now? How do you think the Hardy Boys are doing? Why do you think she hasn't called? What do you think Laurie Gerard is wearing? Oh, George, that is so not true. I could care less what Laurie Gerard is wearing. So come on, Nancy. You're on a train full of famous people bound for who knows where. So dish already, would ya? Bess, calm down. Look what you did. You got paint in my hair. I'm sorry. You know, actually, that looks kind of cool. Nice try, Bess. No, really. You're just saying that because you're afraid I'll bail and you'll wind up having to paint this dump all by yourself. George, I kid you not. You should seriously think about doing some major highlights in that color.
What color is it?
Adobe beige.
Nice try, Bess.
What's going on, Nan?
Our hostess has disappeared.
What do you mean, disappeared?
I mean, the train went into a tunnel, everything went dark, and when the train came out of the tunnel, no Laurie. She just disappeared.
Publicity stunt.
My thoughts exactly.
Remember the time she was allegedly kidnapped from her Vegas hotel room? Yeah, the guy across the hall just happened to have a camera and got it all on tape. It made the evening news in practically every city in the country. And then there was her daring escape the next morning. Only it turns out she faked the whole thing. Of course, she claims her ex-boyfriend faked it to get back at her. She thought she was really being kidnapped. Like anybody believes that.
Sounds to me like somebody has been spending a lot of time reading the tabloids.
George has. Very funny. So what else is going on?
Before she disappeared, Laurie told us that the purpose of this train trip is to find out what happened to Jake Hurley, the train's original owner.
Was he murdered or something?
No one knows. He was married to a woman named Camille, but she died, and he eventually vanished while mining for gold. His train was found abandoned in Blue Moon Canyon, Nevada, with no one on board but his dead engineer.
Whoa, spooky. Have any theories?
Not yet, but the train is also rumored to be haunted by his dead wife.
So first Hurley's wife dies, then Hurley vanishes, then the engineer dies, then Lori vanishes. A pattern, maybe?
Bess, do us all a favor and leave the detective work to Nancy, okay?
Has either of you been to Copper Gorge, Colorado?
Never heard of the place. Why?
Well, that's where the train I'm on is headed. Apparently Jake Hurley buried his wife Camille there after she died on the train.
She died on the train? Ew, creepy.
Jake used to see strange lights at night bobbing alongside the train and thought it was Camille dancing.
Super creepy. Yeah, I just got goosebumps. Which is hard when you're practically covered in paint.
Talk to you soon.
Let us know what happens.
Hey, Nancy, right?
That's right, Nancy Drew.
Amateur detective, huh? Ever thought about becoming a real detective? You know, like me?
I don't know. Do you like what you do?
I love it. You, heard about those bank robberies I solved, right?
Tell me about them.
Baffling case. Two-man team at 17 banks in 3 states in 5 days.
Jesus.
FBI had no idea who the perps were. But after forcing their vehicle to a stop, confronting them, despite the fact that they were armed and giving chase, I single-handedly made the collar.
I heard all they had was a plastic knife from a carry-out chicken place.
You heard wrong. You see, Nancy, when somebody does something really remarkable in this country, the first thing everybody else does is try to tear them down. Reporters, late-night comedians, even some of my fellow officers, all have been spreading vicious lies about me. Why? Because they've never done anything remarkable in their sorry little lives, and they're jealous. Anyway, you should look around in here. Lots of interesting stuff. This was Jake's private car, you know.
Have you had a chance to talk to Charlena Purcell?
Now, why would I want to do a thing like that?
You don't like her?
I can't stand those sappy books she writes. And seeing as I said as much during an interview on national TV once, it's a pretty safe bet she doesn't like me.
So, what do you think happened to Lori?
She could have been kidnapped, she could have been tossed off the train, she could be hiding from us. But I obviously won't know which until I've gathered all the facts.
So, you're gathering facts?
Of course. It may not look it because that's my style. I'm a low-key kind of guy. But hey, don't worry. I'll know the facts when I know the facts. The truth can't be rushed, you know.
Have you talked to John Gray?
The ghost guy? Total quack. Only reason I talked to him would be to arrest him for fraud.
I understand that you found something on the floor in the dining car.
Yeah, at first I thought it was an old coin, but it turned out to be some kind of slug.
Where do you think it came from?
Probably been lying there for 100 years. May have served a purpose back then, but now, worthless.
May I see it?
Sure. In fact, here, keep it.
Huh.
Right around your neck or something. That way, when people ask you where you got it, you can tell them Tino Balducci gave it to you. The Tino Balducci.
Cringe.
Oh, thank you.
What else can I do for you?
Thanks for your help.
Not a problem.
Oh, look, it's the periodic table making its 3rd or 4th appearance in this series. Anyway, focus on this particular table. Oh boy. I've seen this book. I think this isn't Secrets Can Kill, I think. Alright, well, gemstones include any number of crystalline rocks in which, when cut and polished, can be used as jewelry. Their commercial value usually depends on how rare they are, although beauty is certainly a factor as well. Because gemstones are, more often than not, found by accident, it behooves miners, prospectors, and even farmers to be able to recognize them. For the earth holds many natural treasures, but only for those who know what to look for. Quartz is one of the most abundant minerals on Earth. Crystalline quartz is a composite of six-sided prisms which have grown together in a process called twinning. Sometimes the crystals grow at right angles to each other, but more frequently two crystals grow from a common prism face, where several crystals grow into each other so that the corner of one penetrates the face of another. Amethyst is crystalline quartz that is lilac to deep purple in color. The deeper the color, the more valuable it is. Citrine is a form of quartz that is a rich golden color, is closely related to amethyst. In fact, if amethyst is heated to 550 degrees centigrade, it becomes citrine. The heat eliminates the impurity that causes its purple coloration. Tiger's eye is a fibrous type of crystalline quartz in which thin yellowish and reddish brown bands are apparent when light reflects off its polished surface. Diamond is pure carbon and is formed deep in the mantle of the earth where extreme temperatures, more than 1,000 degrees centigrade, and extreme pressure, 50,000 times greater than on the earth's surface, make its crystal extremely compact and strongly bonded, hence diamond's well-known hardness. Due to their hardness, low-quality diamonds have many industrial uses, such as for grinding wheels and drill bits. Magma brings diamond crystals to the Earth's surface, along with other rocks from the mantle. Kimberlite pipes often contain olivine, peridot, garnet, and zircon, as well as diamond. Gem hunters spot any of the indicator minerals pictured below. They would do well to search the surrounding area for diamond crystals. Olivine, zircon, and garnet. Tourmaline comes in so many colors that it probably has, at one time or another, been confused with all the other stones in this book. However, tourmaline crystals are deeply and distinctively striated, grooved, prismatic, and triangular in cross-section. The most common color is black, but some tourmaline crystals are multicolored, such as watermelon tourmaline, which is pink on the inside and green on the outside. Beryl is a very diverse mineral with several gemstone varieties. Common beryl is an opaque, milky, while its rare gem varieties are transparent. All varieties form long hexagonal prismatic crystals, which are similar to tourmaline crystals, but lack tourmaline's characteristic striations. Aquamarine is the blue-green to deep blue variety of beryl. While most gemstones form relatively small crystals, aquamarine has been known to form crystals weighing more than 100 pounds, although such specimens are rare. Emerald is a deep green variety of beryl, which gets its color from trace amounts of chromium. Emerald gemstones tend to contain extraneous matter. Indeed, the source of a stone can sometimes be pinpointed by examining impurities or inclusions. Garnet is a relatively common gemstone because garnets often appear in their host rocks as almost perfectly faceted crystals. They have attracted human attention for centuries. Unlike other gemstones, garnet forms relatively spherical crystals that are generally reddish in color and look somewhat like pomegranate seeds. Pyrope garnet crystals are deep red. They form in the Earth's mantle and are brought to the Earth's surface in much the same way as diamond crystals. Therefore, finding pyrope increases the likelihood, but doesn't guarantee, that diamond can be found in the vicinity. Peridot is the most well-known form of olivine. Bright apple green crystals are thick with vertically striated, with wedge-shaped terminations and an oily luster. Most peridot is found amid basaltic rocks, which have been brought to the Earth by lava. Corundum, or aluminum oxide, is second in hardness only to diamond, and as a component of the black magnetic rock known as emery, has been mined and used for thousands of years as an abrasive. Its crystals are commonly six-sided and barrel-shaped with tapering ends and are, when pure, colorless. Rubies are one of the two gem varieties of corundum. Rubies are deep red and are formed when chromium substitutes for aluminum as corundum crystallizes. Sapphires include all the other color variations of gem corundum and may be pink, yellow, green, blue, or colorless, depending on which transitional elements, such as iron and titanium, influence the crystallization process. However, cornflower blue sapphires are by far the most sought after. Zircon, that is gemstone quality, rivals diamond in its beauty and brilliance, though not in hardness. Zircon crystals are typically prismatic with pyramidal ends and are usually found as single specimens. They may be suspended in rock, or, because they are dense and durable, small grain-like crystals are often found in beach placer deposits. Natural gemstones are usually reddish-brown, but when subjected to heat, they turn yellow, colorless, or blue. Camille with Hagar, Anderson, and Chantilly Hildegard. Dolls. Creepy. Wearing suspenders. Got braids. Like,
Camille with Hager Anderson and Chantilly Hildegard. Looks like an old-fashioned cigar box. Wonder why it's locked.
AG
and
copper.
What does AG mean?
AG's copper, isn't it? Oh, it's AG silver. Silver. So, well, I guess I'm gonna need to do more research on that one. Silver. Bad.
JH. For Jake Hurley, obviously. Must be Jake's insignia. Another gemstone.
Globe. Whoa, 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 whoa. Go back, turn around.
Eliza Sandberger.
God, how many dolls does this woman have? Camille called this one Eliza, received of Jake Hurley for the price of $3.73, one Krollmeister doll with decorative red ribbon. It's the day of June 1800.
An old scale. Strange. It seems to be built into the wall.
That Allen Cherry.
It's locked.
Yes,
Those
it's got
symbols
unlock
look
it.
like the ones I saw in that sampler.
So Al is 7. Cherry 10. Oh, so we need a lot more. Great. Great.
Check. Check.
You know.
Check.
Toward the front of the train.
I'm done with that. I'm done with that.
What's up?
Well, I'll catch you later.
Goodbye.
More questions?
The others on the train, John Gray and that police detective, do you know them very well?
I don't know them at all. Needless to say, I don't watch television, so I've never even seen Mr. Gray before. Although I do know that his profession, if you can call it that, is rife with crackpots. As for Mr. Balducci, from what I've read, his success in solving those robberies was less a matter of talent and more a matter of being in the right place at precisely the right time.
In other words, you don't think he deserves all the attention he's getting?
Oof, my elbow.
No.
Ow.
You and those two Boy Scouts you're with would make better detectives.
Ooh, what a compliment.
Is that all, dear?
I'll touch bases with you later.
Let me know if you run across anything juicy.
All right, boys.
What have you got?
See you soon.
If you need anything, just let us know.
I got a camera on my phone now. Hey, hey. Wait. Polycom Telecommunications is temporarily unable to provide you with email access. Great. I haven't taken. Ah! Let's pick. Closed. Lead. Open what's closed. Lead is the key. Oh. bet those dolls. 2 left feet. Sadie. 2 left. I wonder if I need to keep in mind their last names. Crap. Here. Oh boy. Nancy didn't write any of that mess down. Damn it. The last name's for this. Well, unless Edna the Terrible? Dawning Alice. Thomasina O'Neill. Awful Ursula. Her heart. Okay. Okay. Here, Anderson. Billy Hildegard. Okay, so we're missing Liza. Sarah? Was it 6 Sarah? Red ribbon. Oh, Eliza Sandberger. Sandberger, that's right. Burger. I can't remember where that piece. Well, I think it was something about being sick, so that's my guess. But I'm gonna be on that. All right, so now I mean they are, but like I have a 7 and a 3. So I can't. do anything with that. Try talking to Tony again.
What's going on?
It's been great talking to you.
So I can't talk to Anna, like nobody is talking.
Hello?
Hi, Beth.
Hey, what's going on?
If I told you that I needed a hint, what would you say?
I'd say it's about time. I'd say fire away.
Any idea how to open the old cigar box I found in Jake's car?
I think it would be a good idea to periodically check Jake's car. It might help to know what AG means. And to check out all the drawers in the car that's in front of the caboose. Color me in total agreement.
Great. Thanks, guys.
We aimed please.
Bye.
Well, I mean, I know. Okay. Yeah, see, I don't. Okay. So it's silver. But other than that, what is it supposed to mean? It's gonna be like a know what to make of that. It's something about the drawer. Oh. Ruth Kensington. Nobody has anything to say. Oh my goodness. Do I not have a car to sleep in? That.
What have you got?
Talk to you later.
Sounds good.
Literally, she's got nothing. Episodes, yeah. Suicide ships though. The metal. just looking at me. Hey, guys. Oh. Go to the back. Seven and a 3. So the owl and the cherry 7 and 10. That would be 17. And this square and the duck are 4 and 1. That's the cherry. Oh!
That square and that duck look very familiar.
Yeah, I don't think I have anything for this though. Yeah. So I got that open. Oh. Thing? Something that befell a doll. Neil calls naughty Tina often. Could be so upset about something that befell a doll that I accidentally knocked the one Camille calls naughty Tina. Naughty Tina broken, probably. Off the shelf and literally, I'm afraid, fractured its tiny skull. Broken. Despite my heartfelt apologies, Camille burst into tears at the sight of the crack which now traverses. Naughty Tina's face, tears, faded for hours. I told her I'd order another as soon as we reached Copper Gorge.
Looks like to make this thing, whatever it is, I'm going to need a spyglass, a pickaxe, and a lamp. Citrine, amethyst, zircon, those are all gemstones.
Yep.
I think.
Yep. Oh boy. Oh, not that.
Silver. What do all those colors have to do with silver?
Silver is orange, blue, red, purple, yellow. Got it. Okay. Hey.
According to that diagram I found, those 6 gemstones are supposed to go in these 6 holders, but I have no idea which one goes where. Wonder what's supposed to go here.
Damn it. Oh God. Oh God. I've already lost track. Yes!
Lori? Oh my gosh!
Oh, look at that.
I never thought you'd be the one to find me. No offense. Nadine?
Nancy Drew.
Well, as you can see, I wasn't really spirited away by ghosts or anything. That bookshelf in the dining car, you step on this thing in the floor in there, and it slides open. I practiced disappearing for weeks.
So it was just all for show?
Well, not entirely. See, here's the deal. My dad wound up with this train when he bought out Noram Shipping. They'd been storing it in this old warehouse outside St. Louis for so long that everybody had just forgotten about it. Anyway, after like mass begging on my part, Dad had the train restored to working condition and got me an engineer and track permits and all that other stuff until finally, here we are, on our way to find out what happened to Jake Hurley.
I think you were going to explain why you kidnapped yourself.
Oh, right. Well, see, I was one of the first people in like 100 years to set foot on this train, okay? Everything was just the way it was when Jake disappeared. Except, I also found this. It's a letter that Jake wrote in 1901 to his niece back east. He was real paranoid about claim jumpers, which is why he never told anyone where his mine was. But he was also afraid something would happen to him and no one would ever know where it was. So he wrote this letter to his only living relative, Ruth Kensington. Here,
that picture.
take it.
You want me to have it? Why?
Because you found me. See, in that letter, Jake tells Ruth that everything she needs to figure out where his mine is on this train. He also warns her that his wife's spirit is on the train too, which kind of creeps me out. But the thing is, to find Jake's lost mine, we need the train.
How do you know this Ruth person didn't find the mine decades ago?
Mostly because I found that letter in the wastebasket. It was like she'd gotten so ticked off, trying to follow her nutty uncle's clues, that she finally said to heck with the whole thing.
So you want me to try to figure out where the mine is?
Uh-huh. As for the other people on board, if you want to show them that letter, go ahead. It's totally up to you. We're going to Copper Gorge because that's where Jake buried Camille, so I figured his mine might be somewhere around there too. But if you think we need to go somewhere else, you just let me know and I'll have the engineer take us there.
How come you didn't try to find the mine yourself?
Maybe I did. Or maybe I just thought letting other people try to find it would be a good excuse to throw a party.
Oy.
I like parties.
How well do you know your guests?
Well, I don't know you or those Harvey guys at all.
Hardy. Frank and Joe Hardy.
Whatever. I didn't know John Gray before this either, but I love his show. And I figured he'd jump at the chance to investigate an honest-to-goodness haunted train. And now that someone has finally found me, I can finally go meet him for real.
What about Tino Balducci?
I met Tino right after he got famous for solving those robberies. Inviting him here for this was a no-brainer. I mean, what an awesome detective. And those piercing eyes of his, you just know his mind's in there going 90 miles an hour.
How well do you know Charlena Purcell?
I just know her from her books, which are so good. In fact, I just started reading her latest one, The Moon Tells No Lies. See, what I'd really like to do is write romance novels. Everybody who knows me says I'd be really good at it. In fact, a while back, I sent Charlena some ideas, you know, just to see what she thought.
And?
She hated them.
We'll talk some more later.
As soon as you figure it out, let me know.
Alright, so she was never kidnapped.
Looks like a dance floor, maybe? Okay, got my dancing shoes on. Now what?
Oh, hell.
Locked, naturally. I wonder how you open it. I can use this to open that grate I saw in Camille's car.
Well, that's solved.
Check. Haven't done that yet.
Oh, wrong thing.
I'm done with that.
With that.
Check. Can't check that off yet.
Oh, I need to read that.
The 3rd of November, 1901, from somewhere in Colorado. Dear Ruth, I know that we've never met, but now that your father, my estranged brother, is gone, you are my only living relative. I am writing to you to tell you about my mine before I, too, depart this earth, and its location is lost forever. I cannot tell you outright where it is, lest this epistle fall into the wrong hands, but with the information which follows, and with my train, which shall be yours upon my death, I promise that you'll be able to find it. First, you will need a map. To obtain it, know that my travels have taken me all over this great country, to towns which can be difficult to find, to Calico, Silverado, and Central City, to Dodge City, Virginia City, and Tombstone. To locate the mine on the map, you'll need my projector. When it comes to placing the stones, you'll need to ask someone who holds a warm place in my heart. I have stored his name accordingly, but to retrieve his name, you'll have to give the dolls an order. This will require looking inside Camille's dancing shoes for the name of their maker, and wearing the shoes as you perform her favorite step on the dance floor. As for my beloved Camille, she has 4 words for you, words which, when translated into numbers and used in combination, will help power my projector. But alas, she's taken them with her to her grave. So go to Copper Gorge, Colorado, and pay your respects, and let some of her goodness rub off on you. I promised Camille that this train would always be her home. In return, she promised to never leave, and indeed she never has. People say I'm crazy, but I've seen her, and heard her, and feel her presence on the train even today, 20 years after her untimely death. So above all else, my dear niece, let nothing happen to my train. It holds wonderful things. Kindest regards, Jake Hurley. That must be the projector Jake mentioned in his letter to Ruth.
We have a lot to do. Hey. Okay. So basically now I just need to get this. One short. Open that box. Okay, silver is orange. Cool. Red, purple, yellow.
Wilson Carbide and Acetylene Works.
Dear Jake, I have sent you 2 lamps, which you should receive by the end of the month. When you get them, simply place carbide in the lower chamber, water in the upper chamber, then use the built-in flint lighter to ignite the jet of gas which results. As you'll see, the carbide lamp is an exceedingly practical device, especially for people in your dark and dangerous line of work. Would that you or I had invented it. In your last letter, you sounded quite despondent, old chum. I suppose this is understandable in view of your failure to strike it rich, but I am living proof of how quickly misfortune can turn into good fortune. Little did I suspect 5 years ago that my attempt to produce aluminum would instead produce calcium carbide, or that calcium carbide, when placed in water, would release acetylene. Yet suddenly, I was the surprised but happy owner of the patent for an inexpensive way of manufacturing extremely flammable gas. Just as I became wealthy when I sold that patent, I have no doubt that you too will someday be handsomely
Your friend, Thomas Wilson.
rewarded for your efforts. Continue to keep me apprised of your adventures, dear friend, and never ever give up. May the lamp I see you sent you soon light your way to the gold you seek.
Looks like a pattern for some kind of dance step. Maybe I'd better keep this.
Hurley's Whirly Burly. Okay, that's the dance. Okay. And all the gemstones that were listed on the diagram. I already know where a couple of them are. Letters is caboose. Edit.
Check. Check. That tool I saw in the caboose. I bet that's what you use to unscrew these bolts.
Ah! All of them. Asshole! Stop it. Aw, really? Ugh. Oh, pipes. At least I don't have to, like, pick them up. Oh my god.
Here we go.
Woohoo! That was easy. Okay. What did that do?
What's up?
I found Lori safe and sound in the caboose, so I guess those vibes you got about her being in serious trouble were wrong.
Strange. My vibes are never wrong. What's even stranger is I'm still getting them. So maybe they're not about Lori. Maybe they're about you.
I'm confused.
Calm down, dude.
Are you a scientist or a psychic?
I happen to be both. What's commonly referred to as psychic phenomena is all a matter of energy. Just because we don't know where that energy is generated or how to measure it yet, doesn't mean that it doesn't exist. Trust me, either you or Lori is, or soon will be, in big trouble.
Could you be more specific?
Unfortunately, no.
Thanks for the chat.
Pleasure talking to you.
That needs number, yeah. Right. Boop, boop, doop, boop, boop.
Yes?
I found Lori. She's in the caboose. You were right. She disappeared because she wanted to see which of us would find her first.
And you won. Congratulations.
Did you know that Lori wants to be a romance novelist?
Doesn't everyone?
Have you discussed any of her ideas with her?
No. Could we please talk about something a little more pleasant?
Well, I'll let you go.
That would be nice.
Hey, Nancy.
What's with the Cheshire Cat grin?
You found Lori.
Yep, she's holed up in the caboose. And as a reward for finding her, she let me have this. It's a letter from Jake to his niece in which he leaves clues telling her how to find his mine. Only the clues are extremely obtuse.
You found Lori, you got the letter with all the clues. Guess you don't need us anymore.
Oh, Joe, quit pouting. Want any help?
Are you kidding? You bet I do.
Now you're talking.
I found a diagram for some kind of contraption that Jake designed, but to operate it you need his pickaxe and some kind of lamp or lantern, which it looks like he gave to somebody named Buell.
Buell? Joe, show her.
Show her what?
That old picture we found.
Okay.
We found this on the bookshelf. See? Buell's Supplies and Pawn Shop. That's gotta be the same Buell Jake gave his axe and lantern to.
Yeah, 100 years ago. And the guy was a pawnbroker, Frank. The stuff's probably long gone.
Or maybe it's still somewhere in Copper Gorge.
Well, that's where we're headed, so let's just hope for the best.
Right.
It stands to reason that the only person other than Jake who had to have known the location of Jake's mine was the engineer on Jake's train.
Very true.
Not necessarily. Jake might not have told him the exact location. Maybe he just had him drop him off somewhere nearby.
Well, still, we'd be way ahead of the game if we knew where that drop-off point was.
If the engineer had any surviving relatives, we may be in luck.
The guy died more than 100 years ago. How are we supposed to find out his name?
Maybe Charlena What's-Her-Face could tell us how to go about it.
Good idea, Frank. I'll ask her. See you later.
If you need anything, just let us know.
More questions?
How would I go about finding out the name of Jake's train engineer?
If you're smart, you'd ask me. And because my work is going surprisingly well, during my next break, I'll log on to my archives at home and see what I can turn up.
That'd be great, thank you.
Whoever invented the cellular modem, that's whom you should thank, dear.
I'll let you get back to your writing.
All right, then.
Okay.
I'm done with that. Finish that. Haven't done that yet. Can't check that off yet.
What's up?
Well, I'll catch you later.
Pleasure talking to you.
I need to talk to Tino.
Well, it's the little lady detective. What do you need?
I found Lori. She was hiding in the caboose.
Oh, yeah?
She disappeared because she wanted to see who'd find her first, which is why she left that clue behind.
That slug? I mean, I knew that slug was a clue. That's why I gave it to you. I mean, I could have found Lori no sweat, but I thought, hey, why not give somebody else a shot? And you came through. Nice job.
Right.
Thank you.
But look, from now on, if you come across anything that may have something to do with Jake Hurley in his mind, let me know, okay? Just so I can, give you advice, help you sort things out. After all, the opportunity to work side by side with a world-famous police detective doesn't come along every day, you know.
How did you and Lori meet?
We met at a party in New York. Nice girl. Not a lot upstairs, but nice girl.
She seems to have a thing for your eyes.
Yeah, she always told me they were... I mean, she told me once that she thought they were very, brown.
What do you think happened to Jake Hurley?
He probably died trying to work that mine of his all by himself. But I'll let you in on a secret. I'm onto something that could crack this case wide open.
What did you find?
Sorry, can't go into detail. Let's just say that thanks to yours truly, what happened to Jake Hurley won't be a mystery much longer.
Sure.
Hope I didn't take up too much of your time.
Helping people is what I'm all about.
Questions, carbide.
Carbide. Just what I need to make that lamp I found work.
Wait. You found a lamp? Where'd she find a lamp? Found a lamp. This is news to me. Hello, unless the lamp in there?
Whoa!
Oh,
somebody must have thrown the emergency brake.
The question is, did somebody throw the brake? Or something?
Oh, Joe, now you sound like Lori.
Hey, I was the first one on the scene, and I saw no one.
What did the engineer say?
He said the train could have derailed. He reset the brake, muttered a few choice words, then headed back to the engine just as you and Lori showed up.
Everybody was there except Charlena. I don't think she left her laptop the whole time.
There's no way Lori could have thrown the brake, unless she had someone else do it.
The question is, why? What did she or anybody else stand to gain by stopping the train?
Answer? Nothing. Which is why I think we should at least consider the possibility that something less human in nature may be at work here.
Ah, Joe.
I'm going to see if Balducci's done dusting for fingerprints. Catch you later.
More questions?
Would you like to see the letter that Lori gave me as a reward for finding her?
The one in which Jake Hurley supposedly tells his niece how to find his lost mine? No, thank you. I happily leave it to you to try to solve the mystery of his disappearance. You can afford to look foolish, dear. I can't.
Were you able to find the name of Jake's train engineer?
I came across 3 references to the fact that Jake had an engineer, but I'm afraid none of them included his name. I failed. Sorry.
Do you have a theory as to who pulled the emergency brake?
Well, I know it wasn't me. I assume it wasn't you, and I highly doubt it was Lori. So that leaves those 2 friends of yours, Mr. Gray and Mr. Balducci.
What do you think their motive was?
I don't know about your friends, but perhaps those other 2 simply thought it would be fun. Boys will be boys.
Aren't you even going to try finding out what happened to Jake Hurley?
No time. The only reason I haven't insisted that Lori release me from all the silliness is there's always the possibility that what happened to him has the makings of a bestseller, although I highly doubt it.
Why are you so sure that Jake's story wouldn't make a bestseller?
His story is an all too common one. A man wanders off into the desert in search of gold and never returns. Why? He either doesn't have enough food or water, or he encounters hostile natives.
But why was his train found out in the middle of nowhere with just the dead engineer on board?
That does make the story a little more interesting. My guess is the engineer got tired of waiting for Jake to return, took off in the train to get help, and died of a heart attack along the way, after which the train rolled to a stop in Blue Moon Canyon. Anyone experienced enough to single-handedly run a steam engine would have been quite a bit older than Jake.
What do you think happened to Camille?
She probably died of something mundane like pneumonia or even measles. Now, if it was wintertime when she died, and they were in the mountains, Jake no doubt kept her body on the train for months before he buried her, which is rather delicious in a morbid sort of way.
I'll let you get back to your writing.
Remember, if it's juicy, I want to know about it.
Yes, Charlena.
What's up?
So are you making any progress in here?
Oh yeah, not only am I getting some real unusual EMRs, that's electromagnetic readings, but take a look at this.
You've got something?
I set up a camera and took some time-lapse photos. Sometimes I was in the room, sometimes I wasn't, but somewhere along the line, I managed to get a shot of Camille.
Where? You don't mean that little blob, do you?
Yep, that's Camille.
Okay.
You're skeptical. That's cool. Just remember, the key word when it comes to ghostly phenomena is energy. That blob is the result of Camille's residual life force, spirit if you will, reacting with the chemicals in the photographic paper.
Couldn't it just be a flaw in the photographic paper?
Okay, it could be that too, but it's not. Trust me.
Thanks for the chat.
Goodbye.
Glad you dropped in. Lori told me she'd given you a letter from Jake Hurley that says how to find his mine.
I didn't mention it before because it's very bizarre.
Lori should have given that to me. I mean, I'm the trained professional around here. Let me take a look. I've seen enough. 2 words. Useless. Those are just the rantings of a guy who spent way too much of his life swirling mud around in pans under the hot sun. 5-star nut job.
Lori says she found this letter in a wastebasket.
Exactly where it belongs.
Did you find any fingerprints on the emergency brake handle?
None that were any help, thanks to Casey Jones up there. I told the old geezer not to touch anything, but he went and got his big, fat, oily paw prints all over the place. If we didn't need him to drive the train, I'd charge him with obstruction of justice.
Did you do anything else besides look for fingerprints?
Of course. As a matter of fact, I found this. Probably fell out of the perp's pocket while he was yanking on the handle.
Looks like some kind of thermometer.
Yeah, like the kind a certain ghost hunter uses on that bogus show of his.
You think John Gray threw the brake? But why would he do that?
Because they're thinking about axing his show, that's why. I checked with this buddy of mine in L.A. Gray's got to come up with something real big real soon, or he's toast. And you can't get much bigger than a train with a spooky past that's prone to strange accidents, now can you?
Have you confronted John with your suspicions?
All in due time. I always like to get my ducks in a row before I make an arrest.
You're going to arrest him?
Hey, the train could have derailed. We're talking reckless endangerment, attempted assaults, maybe even attempted murder. John Gray wanted publicity. That's exactly what I'm gonna give him.
Hope I didn't take up too much of your time.
Don't mention it.
Looks like I need to enter 8 letters into this thing. The question is, which 8 letters?
Yes?
I hear that Tino and you used to be an item.
How did you know that?
I'm a good detective, remember?
We went out a couple of times, yeah. As for why we stopped going out, you'd have to ask him.
Do you have any idea who threw the emergency brake?
I know exactly who did it.
You do?
Well, who else could it be? Camille. None of us has any reason to stop the train but Camille. She doesn't want us to find Jake's mine, so she's going to do whatever she can to keep its location a secret.
Did you see something?
Well, no. But I'll tell you what. Your friend, that Jim Harley guy?
Not Jim, Joe Hardy.
Yeah, well, he thinks it's Camille too. He just doesn't have the guts to say so.
I'll come back later.
I'll be waiting.
Oh my goodness. Okay. All right. So here we go. All right, so I'm going to call it the night. I am pretty tired from the past couple weeks of doing this, and since I've gotten a little bit ahead on schedule, I think I'm gonna kind of reward myself with a little bit of an early night. So, oh, let's see, who can we go visit? Who's playing stuff? Plenty of people on tonight. Why don't we go see Duty? Duty is playing Hearthstone. That's usually his starter game. So he's gonna play Hearthstone. Probably, he might do... What was that game he was playing? I don't remember what game he was playing. A medieval game. I'm not quite sure. So we're gonna go see Duty. Like I said, he is playing Hearthstone. Oh no. CJ! Hi, CJ. Oh shit. I think we all have like just, it was just timing. Timing. It's okay, CJ. I'm a little ahead in the Nancy Drew, so I'm kind of giving myself an early night tonight to kind of catch my breath. But yeah. Still appreciate the host though. Hi everybody. Hosted but only one viewer? Ah, it's alright. I've only got a couple here. We're just gonna go see a friend of mine. We're gonna host him up. So yeah, we're on game 13. And I don't know how far in we're into it, but probably making good progress. Well, still, I like having you here too. But yeah, we're on game 13, the one that takes place on a train. So what I'm probably going to wind up doing is I'll do another afternoon stream tomorrow to hopefully finish it, and then start game 14 for tomorrow night's stream. What I'm gonna do. I had 1 or 2 viewers all night. I think that was the same with me. I can't imagine that these games get a lot of viewership. But yeah. I think tomorrow afternoon I'm going to finish up this game, and then I'll move on to the 14th tomorrow night. And then by that time I should be close to being a game ahead of schedule, which is great. Yeah. So, my viewership went up a lot all of a sudden. Hello. I mean, last night I had my average viewers, just Fridays aren't good. I think it's just Fridays are just busy all around in general. You know? I have, like, a lot of people are streaming. A lot of people are, they're off work, they're having a good time, and yeah. I think for a lot of smaller streamers, it's probably a slower night. But yeah, so yeah, I will be back tomorrow afternoon about 1:30, 2 o'clock to finish up this one, which we're playing Last Train to Blue Moon Canyon. It's game number 13. Hopefully we can get it finished tomorrow afternoon, and then tomorrow night I can start game 14. So yeah. So yeah, I'm actually going to host Duty. Formerly El Duderino, but Duty from Big Lebowski. He's playing Hearthstone. He'll jump into some other games, and he usually ends, I think, with Rocket League, I think. Or maybe he does Hearthstone, Rocket League, and then a main game. I'm not sure. Not sure how he rotates it these days. Yeah, we're going to host him up, and like I said, I will be back tomorrow afternoon at about 1:30 Eastern Time to finish up, hopefully, Last Train to Blue Moon Canyon. Thank you for the hosts, DJ, Wayward, Illuminati, Bashir, and thanks for hanging out and watching. Make sure you give away to Duty, tell him hello. He's an awesome guy, awesome streamer. So yeah, I will see you guys tomorrow.